I think human consciousness was a tragic misstep in evolution. We became too self-aware. Nature created an aspect of nature separate from itself. We are creatures that should not exist by natural law.
That sounds god-fucking awful, Rust.
We are things that labor under the illusion of having a self. This accretion of sensory experience and feeling. Programmed with total assurance that we are each somebody. When in fact, everybody's nobody.
Rustin Cohle from True Detective isn't your typical detective. He has a dark, unique worldview. He believes human consciousness is a tragic mistake in evolution. To him, it's not a beautiful gift that brings love and meaning, but a cruel joke that forces humanity into endless suffering.
You see Texas up there on your high horse? What do you know about these people?
Just observation and deduction. See a propensity for obesity, poverty, a yen for fairy tales. Folks putting what few bucks they do have into little wicker baskets being passed around. I think it's safe to say that nobody here is going to be splitting the atom, Marty.
Can you imagine if people didn't believe what things they'd get up to?
Exact same thing they do now, just out in the open.
Bullshit. There'd be a fucking freak show of murder and debauchery, and you know it.
If the only thing keeping a person decent is the expectation of divine reward, then, brother, that person is a piece of shit. And I'd like to get as many of them out in the open as possible.
When Rust and Marty visit the little church, Rust sees it as proof people can't handle life without making up meaning. This ties to his idea that human consciousness was a tragic misstep in evolution. To him, church isn't about God, it's just people hiding from the truth that life is empty, which shows how dark and different Rust's worldview really is. I don't think Rust was always this cold about life. I believe his experiences shaped him into that person, like losing his daughter and spending so much time in deep undercover work.
About my daughter now. You know what? What she was spared. Sometimes I feel grateful. Doctor said she didn't feel a thing. Went straight into a coma. And then somewhere in that blackness, she slipped off into another, deeper kind. Isn't that a beautiful way to go out? Painlessly. As a happy child. Yeah, trouble with dying later is you've already grown up. Damage is done. It's too late. You got kids? I think of the hubris it must take to yank a soul out of non-existence into this meat. And to force a life into this thresher. As to my daughter, she spared me the sin of being a father.
Rust's view on his daughter's death ties into his belief that human consciousness is a tragic misstep in human evolution. He says she was spared from suffering, almost like death was a mercy. This shows why he thinks awareness is a curse, because living longer only brings more pain. His loss didn't just break him, it convinced him that life itself is built on tragedy.
You're looking at her on the sky thing.
How's that?
Well, once there was only dark. When you ask any lights went it.
At the end of Season 1, Rust and Maudie survive the final fight in Carcosa. Rust is badly injured, and while in the hospital, he tells Maudie that near death he felt his daughter and father waiting for him, which gives him peace for the first time. Sitting outside later, he reflects on life's darkness, but says, once there was only dark. You asked me, the light's winning, showing he finally feels hope after all his suffering. From everything Rustin went through, we can take away that pain and loss shape how we see the world, but they don't have to define us forever. His daughter's death and years of suffering made him cynical, seeing life as mostly dark. Yet, by the end, he learns that even in tragedy, there can be moments of connection, meaning, and hope, showing that people can change and find light after darkness.